What do you know about the Obamas? You really need to understand who these people are. They are elitists. They are phony. They are fraudulent. That's who they are. People get mad when I tell them the truth about the Obamas. I'm your host, the Doctor of Common Sense, E.T. Williams. Please visit the website at www.whateverhappenedtocommonsense.com. Now, I did a video a while back, I don't know, maybe a year or so ago. It was called The Real Story Behind Barack and Michelle Obama. As a matter of fact, I'll put a link to that video also. I'm going to touch on some of those points, but I'm going to touch on the more refined now, Michelle and Barack. You know, Michelle's real name was Michelle Robinson, and Barry is Barry Santoro. But this is one of the most fraudulent couples that you will ever see. There's many out there in politics, but these are some fraudulent people. Now, you know, WND did a exclusive interview and talked about Barack Obama, he and Michelle, when they first met back in Chicago. I'm going to talk about that, but I want to talk about how elitist the president is when he was in Rome. The people that he centered himself around, all the different private dinners he had at the White House with the elite of the elite, while saying he's working for the small guy or the middle class. It is laughable that any people would still believe anything about Mr. Down Low. Now, everybody gets mad at me. I didn't know some people actually didn't realize that Reggie Love was a real character. They thought I just made up Reggie Love. And then somebody asked me, who is Reggie Love? I said, you don't know. They thought I was joking around when I said Barack Obama, Reggie Love is Barack Obama's body man. That ain't even a name I made up. I wish I did come up with it, but this name they gave him. It was an intern who worked at the White House that was shadowing Barack Obama even when he was a congressman. And he was hanging around Barack Obama, going on vacation with him, and the media is being blocked out. That boy is gay as I don't know what. It's obvious that Reggie Love is gay. It's obvious that Barack Obama is gay. It's not even up for argument. People say, why you keep attacking him? Won't he just come out the closet and stop lying about it, though? Now, Mr. Sinclair, you remember Mr. Sinclair, who had relations with Barack Obama in the limousine, and people tried to deny that. But it's too well documented. But anyway, back when Michelle and Barack Obama first met, now some of you don't know this, but Michelle Obama, which used to be Michelle Robinson, was familiar with Reverend Wright and Jesse Jackson. She literally lived at Jesse Jackson's house. As a matter of fact, people said that Jesse Jackson should have charged Michelle Robinson room and board. Now, she's been a moocher. She's always mooched off people, just like her husband always mooched off people. But the thing about this, if she stayed at the Jesse Jackson's house, she hung around Jesse Jackson's daughter. As a matter of fact, one of his daughters was was one of the bridesmaids in the wedding. Now, Jesse Jackson, he initially wanted Jesse Jr. to be Barack Obama, run for president. They've been pruning Barack Obama and setting him up because they say he was an articulate, well-spoken Negro with no dialect of the Negro dialect, as Harry Reid would say. Joseph Biden once said about Barack Obama that he's clean, articulate, and he doesn't act like a Negro in so many words. But if you look at the history of Barack Obama, even when he was going to Jeremiah's Wright Church, everybody in that community knew that Barack Obama benefited from Jeremiah Wright, the Down Low Club. In other words, Jeremiah Wright probably ain't nothing but a damn sissy himself. Yeah, I know he talks with the tough vernacular, but he's probably nothing but a sissy. Most people believe that Jeremiah Wright was running the Down Low Club down there. I'm just going with what the people at the church from Jeremiah Wright had said about it. But Michelle Robinson, who was hanging around the Jackson family, not Michael Jackson, but Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson Jr. is bipolar, on all types of drugs. He's been on drugs for years. Everybody knew he had issues until he stole the damn money. You remember when the campaign money told Jesse Jr. to steal him? That's what happened. But anyway, the Obamas Barack Obama was a nobody. As a matter of fact, Jesse Jackson got Michelle on at some type of law firm. At the law firm, they said that Michelle didn't like to work then. They explained that Michelle Obama was not much of a worker then, and it's supposed to be rumored that she's the one, when Barack Obama came into the same firm, she was kind of like his mentor. Now, you know, later on, Barack Obama lied about him and Michelle meeting at college at a certain time, but that turned out to be fake, so he can't even remember when he and his wife actually met. Says something about him. He tells a lie how they supposedly met at Harvard School, but the year that he said that they met, the problem is Michelle earned her degree at Harvard Law School in 1988, but Barack Obama arrived at Harvard Law School in 1991, so that was a lie. Their whole existence as we know it is a lie. He's supposed to be Barry Santoro. He supposedly was adopted by some Indonesian man. We don't even know about that, if he ever gave up his citizenship or when he gained it back. Where he was born at, that's a mystery to us. But we do know that he and Michelle has what you call a shotgun wedding. Everybody knew Barack Obama was a sissy. Everybody knew he was involved in the gay community. This is well documented. It's not me making up anything, trying to make him look bad. You don't have to take my word for it. Just Google it yourself. Barack Obama's gay. All type of articles with him carrying on a homosexual relationship with the choir director of Jeremiah Wright's church. As a matter of fact, they have a photo of Jeremiah Wright and the homosexual choir director standing up there looking real gay themselves. So Jeremiah Wright probably likes to get bent over too. Just saying, you know. But Michelle and Barack Obama has a marriage of convenience. They say that the black community will not accept you. This is what they even said in the story. And one of the people whose name they just called Robin said, in other words, that he needed to go to Jeremiah Wright's church and hang around the black community, because he had never done that before, in order to establish his blackness. In other words, this Negro is pretending to be black when I've told you time and time again he's more white. Whatever race you is, be happy with it, but don't come with the fraudulent acting as if you so black now. He didn't even know black people before he arrived to Chicago. Had never dated black before he arrived to Chicago. So he came to Chicago. They hooked him up with Michelle, who's a lazy heifer. They say the only reason she didn't get fired is because of Jesse Jackson. But he and Michelle met there, and they needed to get him married off. And since Michelle was staying at Jesse Jackson's house, and he had a relationship and knowing her as a daughter, nothing funny to know her as a daughter, he decided, he and Jeremiah Wright, is the legend, the story says, decided that Barack needed to, first of all, get him a woman. Stop messing with all these sissies. Stop going to the bathhouse and the down low club. Stop doing men in limousines. He's always been a con artist. If you go look at the story, him in the Chun gang in Hawaii, he's always been a con artist. He's always got over on people, just like Michelle has always got over on people. They've always hated America, and they always will. But Michelle and Barack, they decided to put Michelle and Barack together. In other words, a user put with a user, and they came together, and now they're using the American people. This is what they have done, even back in the Jeremiah Wright day. Now, people don't know that Barack Obama really wanted to be involved with nothing but elitists. Now, some of you are not familiar. We're going to get back to the story, but some of you are not familiar what Barack Obama did at the private party when he was over in Rome. While Americans and Italian reporters chronicled his audience with Pope Francis and his tour of the Colosseum that day in late March, they did not know about the dinner. He was planning on a dinner. Setting he wanted the U.S. ambassador's residence, our U.S. ambassador residence, a 15th century house known as the Villa Tavern. For nearly 4 hours, Obama and 7 others dined on assorted pastas and dishes and sipped on red wine and Tuscany and a white wine from northeast Italy. The guests of Obama he had asked for them to put interesting Italians together, including renowned architect Renzo Piano and some other famous Italians. But what you don't know is that this is what Barack Obama wants to do. He admits this later. Says that he likes doing these type of events because at the White House guest list, they don't even recognize some of the guests he had because they said this is just private individuals coming in for private meetings. So they don't log in that the Obamas are hosting the U2's Bono, Colin Powell, who I told you was a sellout because he's constantly having these private parties with Barack Obama at the White House, Apple CEO Tim Cook, investor Warren Buffett, and World Bank President Jim Young Kim. Another one of his dinners drew there Will Smith, Samuel Jackson, along with journalist Gayle King. This is what he does when he's at the White House. As a matter of fact, everybody around Barack Obama says this is when he thrives. When he's not talking about the political stuff, when he's just talking about agendas and arts and things of that nature, this is when he feels more comfortable at the late night dinners. Because they said they don't have agendas. Barack Obama loves participating in these sessions. Now, when he was over in Rome, Mr. Piano said that he kept talking on and on. He didn't want the night to end about Mr. Barack Obama, he says. So the next morning when he was waking and they was trying to brief him for 60 minutes in interviews about the Ukraine and healthcare, one aide paraphrased Obama's response, said, "Just last night I was talking about life and art and big interesting things, and now we're back to the minuscule things on politics." In other words, I was lacking when I was a celebrity, talking about art, sipping on the finest wine. Only thing was missing is I needed a boyfriend to help get bent over in there. I'm not saying it didn't happen. That's a possibility because Michelle wasn't around again. But anyway, Barack Obama and Michelle loves these type of things. They said that Barack Obama has golfed over 60 times since he's been the president. They said it adds up to about 2 months of his presidency with him on the golf course. He is divorced from reality. He is an elitist. He and Michelle both are elitists. Neither one has never really had a real job. So you got one moocher, which is Michelle, and you got another moocher, which is Barack Obama. They have been paired together by Jeremiah Wright, Mr. God Damn America. And you have over here Michelle Mooch Robinson, a.k.a. Michelle Obama, who has literally tied the knot and is an unholy unity that has been set up to milk the American people. You got white liberals, the Bill Ayers, and all these corrupt communists who have brought Barack Obama together. The race baiters like Jeremiah Wright and Jesse Jackson have brought these individuals together. The George Soros behind the scene, who has introduced the people to Barack Obama, the Oprah Winfreys, who baptized him, brought these phony individuals in. Neither one has really ever had a real job. And that's why Barack Obama just the other day said he needed another vacation to the golf course because he's not used to doing real work. This bastard went on vacation so many times you couldn't even fathom. He couldn't even keep up with the regular people of America in order to be able to relate to us. He ain't never had a real job. He's a community organizer. Michelle has never really had a real job. So when you get two people together who's never had a real job trying to tell you, the American people, what you need to do, it becomes quite laughable, to say the least. They're going to dictate and tell you what you need to do and how they're fighting for the middle class when they've never, ever had a real job. That should be the requirement. You shouldn't be able to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth. You should be able to have a real job in order to hold a political office because you can't relate to the American people. You can't. That's why Michelle wants to instigate implement all these so-called food programs. She don't give a damn if the poor people are starving. She don't care if the kids are starving in school. Barack Obama wants to pass all these gay agendas and the EPA regulation and all this global warming crap that does not benefit the American people. And you think that Barack Obama wants to do right by you? Absolutely not. Barack and Michelle Obama was put together. Even though he was a sissy in the bathhouse back in Chicago, when he was at Jeremiah Wright Church, everybody in the community knew the boy was a sissy. It was a set-up wedding. He and Michelle did. They set the whole thing up and brought them together because they knew that the black community would not accept Barack Obama being a flaming homosexual and being elected. But after he was elected, they just throw off all the shackles of common sense. They ignore rational thought, as well as the dumb white liberals, completely ignoring sane thought processes by electing this fraud when he has not really accomplished anything. It still blows my mind that Barack Obama has accomplished so less and they're claiming him to be so intelligent. Michelle's supposed to be so smart, so strong, but she comes off like a bumbling idiot. She's never said anything wise to this day. And you keep telling me how smart her and Barack Obama are. This phony shotgun wedding that they set up was set up by Mr. Goddamn, the pimp from Chicago of the church down there, the hate-mongering Jeremiah Wright, who most believe was running a homosexual bathhouse download club. It's what they call black men who pretend like they like women, but they're down low. They really like men. It's an epidemic going on in our country, but in the black community, they sit down low because it's not as acceptable. But now we have Barack Obama and Michelle being propped up day after day, even though most people realize that their whole wedding was nothing but a arranged contract. Some people say that they're going to get a divorce. I told people used to tell me the same thing about Hillary and Bill. I said when Hillary and Bill get out of office, they're not getting a divorce because they're married in name only. Bill don't give a damn what Hillary do. Hillary don't give a damn what Bill does. They're not going anywhere. If it starts being not conducive to them being married together, that's the only way they can see them getting divorced. They don't give a damn about nobody cheating, that kind of crap. You're wasting your time talking about that. But this phony Barack and Michelle Robinson, who was living with Jesse Jackson, who was known for, Barack Obama was known for hanging around homosexuals. Michelle was known for mooching off people. Now, you would think that Barack and Michelle would show more loyalty towards Jesse. That's why Jesse Jackson once stated that he wanted to cut Barack Obama's testicles off, I guess for his lack of appreciation. Now, what many of you don't know is Valerie Jarrett actually gave Michelle a job also. That's where the loyalty come from. Notice that Michelle don't mind Valerie Jarrett being around Barack. First of all, I don't understand why Michelle get mad about Barack and a woman anyway. He likes men more, Michelle. He may have slept with a couple of women, but he likes men more. But Valerie Jarrett is the one that has Barack Obama's ear, and he's the only woman that Michelle does not try to challenge or come against. Notice that. She never is so adamant about removing Valerie Jarrett from around Barack Obama. They got Oprah out there. Michelle said, that heifer got to go. I'm not going to compete with her. I'll let Valerie stay. I've been knowing her before I knew you. But Oprah, heifer, you got to go. I don't give a damn if you baptize Barack Obama. You got to get out of here, heifer. They don't like each other. But then when she went on vacation, Oprah let her use the pad. But when it came for time for Obamacare, Oprah said, I don't have anything really to do with it. I just don't have no respect for Oprah Winfrey anymore. On her just Christianing of Barack Obama. But this phony couple we have in the White House has misled the American people. Everything about Barack Obama and Michelle is fake. It's phony. This is one of the fakest couples you will ever see. Does it look like Michelle really gives a damn about Barack Obama? Does it look like Barack Obama gives a damn about Michelle? It is a marriage of convenience. And the sad part about it is you, the American people, are getting milk out of this system. And you are the one who must suffer because of this unholy marriage between Michelle and Barack.